Thanks very much, Professor Ferris. It's a hard act to follow. I have to give a sort of boring academic type talk now, so I'll do my best. Graduating students, parents, family, friends, other guests, SRC representative, members of staff, Vice Chancellor, thank you for inviting me or volunteering me to give this talk. But today really is a celebration for people in the audience, a celebration for you as students and all the effort you've put in various ways to get your degrees, to get to where you are now. A celebration and I think an opportunity to say thank you for the support you've had from family, from friends, from others in first getting into university and making it through to where you are now. Your task, I think, over the last few years and that of staff at UCT has been especially challenging and complicated. We've had internal debates, protests, disruptions, and often very polarized views between students, staff, parents and even friends. But here you are, here we are, and here the university is. And at this milestone in your lives, I think you've changed forever, probably. I think the university's changed forever, and I believe we've all changed for the better. You're graduating into interesting times, or should we say challenging times. In South Africa, I think we're in a period of cautious hope, but enormous challenges. We've a governance system that's been tried and tested, and maybe just about survived. We have an economy that's not offering enough people the right kind of work. And in my own area of research and teaching, we have a natural resource base, the one that supports us as individuals, as communities, and supports our economy, which is under extreme stress. And this natural resource base is on a trajectory to even greater and greater stress in the future. The current water shortage in Cape Town is just one symptom of this very big challenge that we're facing. And it's a national and a global challenge. Collectively, the human race is living beyond its means. The means that planet Earth provides. We're using bioresources, that's the living part of the Earth, at a rate that's about 2 times the ability of the Earth to sustainably replenish it. We're using water in various water-stressed areas at rates that cause irreversible damage and are unsustainable. In my own area of work, in climate change, we're burning fossil fuels at a rate that means that we will have exceeded the available carbon budget that we have to avoid dangerous climate change within the next 15 years. We've used 2/3 of the fossil fuels that we have available to be reasonably confident. That's a 50-50% chance of keeping below what's considered to be this dangerous climate change target of 2 degrees. So in short, society's been slowly creating a natural resource credit crisis, rather like the subprime crisis that we faced in the 2000s. And even perhaps worse, most of the benefits, the short-term benefits of this credit facility, this natural credit facility we're using, are accruing to a minority, a very few, a small percentage of well-off people in global society and in South Africa as well. So the point is, the social, economic, and political system you're graduating into is creaking, and it's locking us into an uncomfortable, unequal, and probably an unsustainable future. So your studies have given you the knowledge and perhaps the tools to be productive in and benefit economically from this system, this creaking system. But I hope that they've also given you the capability to be critical of the system. And through that critical engagement with the system, to work to change the system or the parts of the system where you're situated for the better and for the future. I really have to apologize on my generation because we failed to do that and we've left you with a bit of a mess that you're going to have to clean up. But I hope that we've given you that set of skills that will position you well to clean up the mess that we've left behind. Some say university graduates, having benefited from higher education, have an added responsibility to society. That may be the case or it may not. It depends on your view on the higher education system. But I think individually, it's up to each of us to choose whether to be passive or active in society. And to choose where and how we're active. At work, as leaders, as community members, in small ways or large ways, in a few ways or in many ways. But at the end, I think when we all look in the mirror of our lives, we want to not regret the things we didn't do. We want to not regret the moments when we should have been active rather than passive. So to use a few analogies, we'd rather be the Steve Smith who said no to using sandpaper on a cricket ball than the one who passively let it happen. We'd rather be the accountant at KPMG who said no and blew the whistle on a corrupt or unethical contract than the one who passively let it happen. We'd rather be the mathematician or statistician who mines data for drug discovery than the one who mines data for Cambridge Analytica for political ends. The choices you make are critical for the future, and whether you decide to be passive or active really tells us a lot about you as an individual and what society will look like in the future. So it's often said that quoting someone is seen as a bit of a cop-out, an inability to express yourself in your own words. But I want to finish with a quote that I've found inspiring and I've drawn on sometimes when passivity has raised its head in my own life. It goes something like this, depending on where you source it from. And it works in many contexts, large or small, personal or institutional, family or business. And the quote is this: "Be the leader you've been waiting for." Thanks, and please enjoy your celebratory day.